What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Browns video for you guys, as arguably the most important offseason in recent memory for the Cleveland Browns is about to begin, as of course they're coming off a horrendous 3-14 campaign where their franchise quarterback all of a sudden forgot how to play football, and then to add injury to insult, he freaking tore his Achilles to shreds. And also, he would later, I guess, re aggravate the injury. So we don't know when he'll be back, if at all, because the Browns could easily ditch his ass, I think, after next season. So we'll see what they end up doing there. But when it comes to the quarterback position for the Browns, obviously, this offseason, that's objective number one. Get a damn quarterback. In fact, they might even double down. Sign one in free agency, and then draft one. Heck, they might even sign two in free agency. Who knows, right? So in this video, I'm going to go over who I think the Browns could draft at number 2 overall if they were to keep the pick. Because, of course, there are talks that the Browns could easily trade down if they don't want a quarterback, which I'm sure they are probably going to want at least one of the two guys that's available. I mean, they're going to end up with either Cam or Shador. And honestly, I am perfectly fine with either one. But yeah, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the 4 guys that I think the Browns could potentially take with the second overall pick. Now, before I get into that, however, the Browns actually did make a couple of hires while I was away, of course. For those wondering what the hell happened to me the last week, well, I had bad storms by where I live, and I guess there was flooding, and it was so bad, it took out a telephone pole. And for those who don't know how Wi-Fi works, these days, Wi-Fi is transmitted through telephone lines, I'm pretty sure. And when a telephone line goes down, Wi-Fi goes down. And it took the phone company, or the Wi-Fi company, whatever, the internet company, a week to fix it. Because they had to get, I guess, telephone line and they had to, get a new pole and stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to say what exactly, but that's from what I heard. Word on the grapevine said that a telephone pole was taken out by flood water and they had to replace it. So it took them a week to replace it, and yeah, I'm back up and running. So can't freaking wait for this offseason. Now, let's talk about the 2 hires that were made while I was gone. The first one from Cam Justice on Twitter, as you see the timestamp, February 6th. So, yeah, last week. As she tweeted out, and I quote, "After promoting Tommy Rees to OC, the Browns are hiring Christian Jones as the new tight ends coach, source confirms." And then, a few days ago, from Pete Thamel on Twitter, and I quote, "Source, University at Buffalo defensive line coach, run game coordinator, Adam Morris has accepted a job as the assistant defensive line coach with the Cleveland Browns. He's worked at Ball State and Eastern Illinois." Now, one more thing about Christian Jones. I believe he does have experience working with Kevin Stefanski, so there's that connection there. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we replaced Tommy Rees at tight ends coach. Tommy is now the OC, of course, with the Browns. That was a pretty smart choice, staying in-house, right? Keeps things going with the offense. They don't really have to worry about changing too much. And that most likely means Kevin will once again be calling plays next year. Which, honestly, I like that. Yeah. In his offense again. Now let's get into the 4 players I would take at 2 overall if I was Andrew Berry. The first guy I would take is Shador Sanders. Now, there was a lot of talk earlier as the offseason got started that Dion would not allow Shador to go to the Browns. He would essentially pull like what happened with Eli Manning, right? He would kind of intervene and get in the way of it and then essentially force Shador to be drafted by a team like the Raiders or the Giants, right? Seems like last I heard, Dion's low key said, "Hey, I'd be fine with wherever he goes." Right? Let God handle it, pretty much. And honestly, man, I mean, Shador definitely has that dog in him. Hmm. He seems like a way more mature Baker Mayfield, kind of, right? He has one hell of an arm, and he does have good mobility, too. Now, of course, you watch him at Colorado, and one thing you realize is, yeah, their offensive line was ass. Now, of course, he comes to the Browns. I mean, our offensive line last year wasn't great, but I'm going to blame that on coaching. So we'll see what happens with the new O line coach. But yeah, if we take Shador, that'd be cool, right? That'd be awesome. Now, the next guy I would definitely take at two is his teammate, Travis Hunter. Now, the thing with Travis, of course, is he played two positions at Colorado. He played both sides of the ball, corner and receiver. So if he comes to the Browns and he plays corner, that means you'd be pairing him up with Denzel Ward and forming one hell of a cornerback tandem on the outside with MJ Emerson at slot with Cam Mitchell. And then, of course, you'd have Grant Delpit at safety with whoever else they put back there. Because let's be honest, Juan Thornhill's days as a Brown are probably over. What about Greg Newsome? Man, I feel like they're going to trade him. They ain't going to pay him. Not after what he was doing this past year. He wasn't good at all. Granted, the entire defense really wasn't that good, right? But yeah, I would definitely take Travis Hunter for sure if given the opportunity. Now, the next guy I would take, especially if Shador was taken number one overall, Cam Ward. The way I see it, I think we're going to take either Shador or Cam. Because obviously the Titans are going to get one of them most likely, unless they, do something that I just absolutely never expected and either trade down or they take Trav or Abdul, right? If they take Abdul Carter number one, oh my God, that would set NFL Twitter ablaze. For real. I would 100% take Cam Ward too, right? And then, of course, the last guy I would take at two overall. And man, if we got this dude, oh my God, bro. Imagine being a quarterback and having Myles Garrett and this guy coming at you on the edge. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm talking about Abdul Carter. Let's be honest here. Having Miles, if they keep him, which I'm sure they will, they're not going to trade him, and Abdul bookending your defensive line with Michael Hall and Dalvin Tomlinson in the middle. Oh my God. Would be nice. Of course, if you take Abdul at two, that means you're passing up on a quarterback and Travis Hunter. And I swear to God, dude, if they take Abdul too, and then they turn around and get Jalen Milrow in the second round, we'll see how that goes, right? People would immediately look at Jalen Hurts and think, well, see, it worked for them. People laughed at the Eagles when they took Jalen Hurts. Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't be mad with Jalen Milrow. It's just that people would probably again laugh at the Browns for taking Milrow instead of like Shador, but they got one hell of a pass rusher in Abdul Carter if they do that. But like I said, most likely the Browns are going to sign a quarterback in free agency and then draft one. Heck, they might even sign two. Who knows? But yeah, in terms of who I would want out of these four, God, it's tough. Because honestly, I wouldn't be mad with either any of these guys. I would not be mad with any of them. I would be perfectly fine with either quarterback, Trav, and Abdul. Right? The only way I would be pissed off is if either one, we traded down incredibly far to like 10, or we took someone who we knew we shouldn't have taken there, right? Like an offensive lineman. You don't make us suffer through 3-14 with arguably the worst quarterback play that we've seen since Deshaun Kaiser for us to turn around and take an offensive lineman at 2 overall. If they do that, this phone is going through my window. You think I'm kidding? Do it and see what happens. Do it, Andrew. Take an offensive lineman at 2. See what would happen. Yeah. Legit. You make that pick. I give Browns fans a half hour before they're knocking on the door at the facility, wanting to go in there and drag you out by your feet and tying you to a pole with a sign around your neck saying, I am a dumbass. You don't make us suffer through 3-14 to turn around and take an offensive lineman at 2 overall. I mean, if you traded down to the teens and did that, which again would be dumb, because why? Unless you're getting a monster haul. But to do that means that you didn't like any of the guys that I just mentioned. Of course, it's only February. Got a long way to go. We got the combine. We got visits and workouts coming up. That's when we will really know who the Browns really, really like. For right now, I'm going to list it like this. Number 1 for me, Shedeur. Yeah, perfect timing, baby. Number 2, you got to go Abdul. I mean, come on. Let's be serious here. You get Abdul and you pair him with Miles. We getting crazy? Yeah. People say Abdul is like Micah Parsons light. For real. Number 3, I'd have to go Trav. And then number 4 right now is Cam Ward for me. Right? And of course, that's going to change. I'll probably do another one of these ranking videos after the combine, and I'll go over like who I would want after the combine. And we'll see if any new faces show up too. And of course, with the Browns having a first-round pick for the first time in a couple years, that means it is the return this year of my mock draft reviews, overview reviews, right? The Browns do like a mock draft overview where they list all the different mock drafts and they have who those people have us taken, mentioned. So I'll be doing those kind of videos again this year. Now, as far as mock drafts, only doing 2. 1 of each. Browns only, and 1 full first rounder. That's it. Even though we're picking 2nd overall, I'm not doing more than 1. Because, again, mock drafts are just stupid to me. Right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And, of course, visits will start coming around, and I'll be doing videos on those. I've already heard that Shedeur has his top 30 visit already listed with the Browns. Was it March 4th or something like that? When visits are first allowed? So the Browns are wasting no time with Shedeur Sanders. They're getting right to it. So we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you guys posted with that stuff. Should be an interesting offseason to say the least. And then, of course, next month is free agency. I believe the negotiating period would have already began a month from today. I believe it officially starts a month from yesterday. So you already know what that means. 5 days or 6 days before the legal tampering period begins, I'll be doing my top 5 free agent targets videos, and then my final 5 free agent targets video at the end of it. And then, of course, once legal tampering begins, I'll be doing videos on any signings or proposed signings that we make and any rumors that are out there. Because I can already tell you there's going to be so many rumors, especially when it comes to free agent quarterbacks. There's going to be so many rumors. I can already see it now. And then I'll do like a video talking about, needs. And of course, I'll be doing Bleacher Report article reviews for you, like always. So, with that being said, guys, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video, whenever that may be. Because, of course, the NBA is, well, for the Cavs anyway, they're in the All-Star break. There's a couple games tonight, but yeah, the Cavs are on their All-Star break for the most part, except for the guys going to San Francisco for the festivities. But yeah, Cavs are officially on their All-Star break. MLB starting up soon. I'll be doing a stream talking about the team and giving my predictions and everything in a couple weeks here as spring training really kicks up. And then, of course, we got free agency. Then the draft. And then camp season. Preseason will be here before you know it. It's the way it is. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And it's time to endure another off season of, what do you want to call this? Uncertainty. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. See you guys later. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye-bye. The Browns freaking turned my brain to mush, man. My God. Never want to go through this crap again.